I am Tom West, who, along with Jeff Kenning, serve as co-chairs of the IOTTA TWG. Next slide, please. In terms of current activity, the IO Traces Tools and Analysis TWG is primarily focused upon storage-related IO trace files. More specifically, the TWG provides a website repository for those who have collected IO traces, which they can contribute to our repository. The IO trace types available in the repository include block IO. That's typically read and write IO operations to a storage device. System call, for example, application read file and write file operations. Key value stores. These traces reflect activity directed to key value stores. Two fairly recent additions to the repository are the memcache traces from Twitter's in-memory caching clusters and traces from the IBM Cloud Object Storage Service on the IBM Cloud. And there's also static snapshots, which are traces which are taken statically of a file system rather than of system calls. The IOTTA repository website is easily accessible at the URL shown. There's also a link to it from the main SNIA website under the Standards tab. Additional information about the TWG can be found at the FAQ URL shown. There you'll find FAQs about the repository, about our TWG, and about downloading trace files, and contributing trace files, how you can help, and more. Regarding recent work, the IOTTA repository website now includes a new reliability section. Drive reliability data from Backblaze is now available for download from this section of the repository website. Other recent work includes the continuing efforts on improving the repository website. For example, we've added a search box capability and also links to offsite locations of traces not currently included in the repository. Next slide, please. And we continue to work on maintaining and improving the repository website. This includes posting new trace files. This can entail repackaging trace files where we take a very large trace file and break it up into a smaller set of files for download. We also provide options to download a README file as well as a sample for many of the trace files. And of course, we're always looking to add more traces to the repository. Please let us know of any trace files that you can contribute or know about. And even though the trace files can't be contributed, we would like to reference them if possible from our website using our offsite links. Beyond trace files, the TWG has also initiated efforts directed towards tools related to IO tracing. In particular, we have a SNIA IOTTA GitHub project, which provides a repository for SNIA open source software, more specific storage software tools. The IOTTA GitHub repositories are open for contributions from, of course, IOTTA TWG members, but also from non-SNIA members in accordance with the SNIA Contributor License Agreement. Regarding other groups within SNIA, we follow the current activities within the CMSI. Next slide, please. The current IOTTA TWG roster stands at 57 members. I think we just got a new member yesterday, but other members, our members, I should say, come from a broad set of companies as shown. Educational institutions are also active participants of our TWG. Our co-chair, Jeff Kenning, is a professor at HMC. HMC, Harvard Med College, hosts one of our web servers used by the IOTTA repository website. We also have another mirror website being hosted at Stony Brook University in New York. And we have a third mirror website, web server, I should say, located in South Korea through the support of UNIST. So overall, a download from the IOTTA repository website can be serviced by any of these three sites. And regarding storage, NetApp has furnished some of the storage used for the trace files. Next slide, please. Wrapping up then in regards to the IOTTA TWG participation, the IOTTA repository provides a broad community with a common facility for accessing storage-related IO trace files. Historically, IO trace files have been scattered and often hard to find. Moreover, many are outdated with little, if any, long-term support. The IOTTA repository provides, as Jeff likes to say, a one-stop shop, not only for older, quote, historical trace files, but also for recently collected IO trace files. The interest and actual use of the repository can be shown by over 626 citations within various research publications. You can go to the repository website, click on related resources, where you can see a list of these citations, and shown for each of these citations are the author names, paper title, journal name, and date. And while at the repository website, you can click on the statistics link at the top of the webpage to see recently trending traces, which currently include the dedupe traces from FSL, IBM object storage, and other traces as well. All the repository content is available for free download and unrestricted use, not only by academic and industry researchers, but also by the public at large. Why participate in the TWG? You can help us further improve the repository and help set directions regarding repository content, with the results of your work visible on the web to the public at large. You can also monitor upcoming changes to the repository. For instance, you can get a preview of traces that were going to be added to the repository. If you have any questions or would like additional information, please contact either Jeff or me. Thank you.